Kuzuzangpola, welcome to Bhutan e-learning project. I am Karma Tenzin, teacher of Dikiling Middle Secondary School, Sarvang Songkhak. This is mathematics lesson for Key Stage 2, classes 4 to 6. Before we start with our lesson, can you guess what would be the topic for today's lesson? Obviously, you can't, isn't it? Because without a clue, you can't guess. So maybe I'll give you a clue. Now can you guess? Still, you need another clue? Okay, I guess by this time now you're quite closer to the topic. Okay, I'll give you the last and the final clue. Now, everybody must have shouted, measurement, measurement. Yes, you're right. So today we're going to learn about measurement. And the measurement will look at what SI units are and how to convert units of length, mass, and capacity to a reasonable unit. Moment you hear the word measurement, you can't go out of your room and then start measuring the length of the road. You can't measure the height of your friends. You can't measure the length of your table. What should you have first? That is the concept. The concept of measurement is important. It's important in mathematics as well as in science, without which you will do wrong thing, right? Objects have different physical properties like size, weight, volume. The whole point of measurement is to quantify those properties, meaning size, weight, and volume has to be expressed in terms of number. Without really measuring, we cannot say how heavy is a bag of book, how tall is the tree, how short is the table. The term heavy, light, tall, short will not give us enough information that we really need to compare. Therefore, we need to actually measure objects with proper units. Only then we would get the actual information. For example, the table is 75.5 centimeter tall. The bag is 6 kilograms, and a jerry can holds 5 liters of oil. When the quantities are in terms of number and with proper unit, the information becomes precise. But the problem here is one should know what centimeter, kilogram, and liter are. So, centimeter, kilogram, liter are units of measurement. We have come across unit. Now let's see what the unit is. Unit are some amount or quantity that people agree on to use as a standard of measurement and exchange. If you and I agree to use a mathematics book, to measure the length of any object. We can do it. I would say, I am 9 mathematics book tall. A weight of a packet of sugar is 4 mathematics books. But the problem here is books come in different sizes and weight. Unless you and I use the same book, the measurement will give us different result. People usually measure things using their handspan. And to measure little longer length, they even use arm span. Have you ever used that? Yes, I know you might have used that. In villages, we use dray, a container which is used for measuring the volume of grains. And then we even use pita, right? We have fita at home to measure rice. We measure rice with fita and then we put into the pot to cook meals. People even use hands to measure the quantity of grains. The problem here is, you see, if you offer your friend a handful of zao in returnable basis, next time when your friend return you, if his hand is big enough, then it's okay. Otherwise, if his or her hand is very cute and small, then you would land up getting less amount of zao. So don't do that. So these units are called non-standard. These are different in size, different in length, and then these are not advisable to use. Using non-standard unit created problem to communicate with people. So to have a same standard of measurement all over the world, the units for measurement were standardized or made uniform. The system of measurement that is used throughout the world is called the metric system. Officially, it's called International System of Units or SI unit. SI stands for System International in French. The metric system made much easier to convert units in maths and in science. Like our number system is base 10. The units in metric system are in powers of 10. In SI unit, we start with the base unit and use prefixes to make the unit bigger or smaller by powers of 10. Now let's look at base unit. Meter is used as a base unit for length. Gram is used as base unit for mass. And liter is used as a base unit for liquid mass. We have come across prefixes. Now let's see what are the prefixes. Prefixes are kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, and then the milli. We use meter as a base unit. So we place the meter in the center. Let's have meter as the base unit here. And let's see, when we use different prefixes, what unit do we get? Let's start with kilo. If we use the prefix kilo and the base unit is meter, the unit we would get is kilometer, and the abbreviation is km. If we use hecto, we get hectometer, and the abbreviation is hm. If we use deca, then we get decameter, and the abbreviation is DAM. If we use decimeter is the unit, and the abbreviation is DM. If we use centi, we'll get centimeter, and the abbreviation is CM. If we use milli, we'll get millimeter, and the abbreviation is MM. Now, let's see which units are greater and smaller than the base unit. The unit that is 10 times greater than meter is decameter. The unit that is 100 times greater than meter is hectometer. The unit that is 1000 times greater than meter is kilometer. The system also has prefixes that shows units smaller than the base unit. The unit that is 10 times smaller or 1/10 of a meter is decimeter. The unit that is 100 times smaller or 1/100th of a meter is centimeter. The unit that is 1000 times smaller or 1000th of a meter is millimeter. Okay, now let's do some exercise. This time we'll change the base unit, and let's see how you could do this. Okay, let's have liter as a base unit. If we use kilo, what would be the unit? The unit will be kiloliter, and the abbreviation will be KL. Okay. Let's take another. If we use hecto, you would get, yes, hectoliter, and the abbreviation will be HL. Yes. Okay, let's change the base unit. This time, let's keep gram. Now let's use the prefix centi. The unit will be centigram. The abbreviation will be CG. Let's try another. Let's keep the prefix kilo. The unit would be kilogram, and the abbreviation will be kg. Okay. The metric system made our work easier, especially in converting units. All you have to do is just arrange the units from the largest to the smallest in top-down sequence. Okay, look here. This is how you have to arrange. Here we have kilo, hecto, deca, and the base unit here, and then deci, centi, and the milli. You should know that the unit, each unit is 10 times smaller than the unit that is on its immediate top, which means kilo is greater than 10 times greater than hecto, And hecto is 10 times greater than deca. Deca is 10 times greater than meter. Meter is 10 times greater than deci. Deci is 10 times greater than centi, and centi is greater than milli. Now, if you are asked to convert unit from greater unit to smaller unit, we need to multiply 10 times for each step you move. Okay, let's take an example and see how it works. We have a question here. 10 centimeter is equal to how many millimeter? Now, look at the unit carefully. 10 centimeter is equal to how many millimeter? Here, we are asked to convert 10 centimeter from centimeter to millimeter, which is we are converting bigger unit to smaller unit. As we agreed little earlier, we have to multiply by 10 for each step we move down. So let's see the step now. How many steps do we need to move down? From centi, we need to move down to milli, which is only a step, only one step. So we need to multiply by 10. So 10 multiplied by 10 will give you 100, which means 10 centimeter is equal to 100 millimeter. Now let's look at how to convert smaller unit to the bigger unit. This is exactly opposite to what we have done before. You see, you look at the conversion chart here. If we want to convert smaller unit to the greater unit, we need to divide by 10 for each step up. So let's take an example and see how it works. 10 millimeter is equal to how many meter? Let's see how it works. Look at the conversion chart here. 10 millimeter is a small unit, and then you are asked to change to the higher or the bigger unit, that is meter. Meaning you have to change from smaller unit to a greater unit. Now let's see how many steps do we need to go up to reach meter. From millimeter, you reach centimeter, that is one step. From centimeter, you reach to deci, that is second step. From deci, only then you get to meter, that is third step, which means you need to multiply 3 times by 10. 10 times 10 times 10 is 1000. So 10, as you are converting from smaller unit to bigger unit, you need to divide. So 10 divided by 1000 will give you 1. Is it 1? No, right? 0.01. So 10 millimeter is equal to 0.01 meter. Okay, let me give you some exercise. This time we'll use different unit. A, 5 meter is equal to how many centimeter? B, 30 decimeter is equal to how many decameter? Look at the conversion chart here. Let's do it together, right? 5 meter is a bigger unit and centimeter is a smaller unit. Here we need to change or we need to convert from meter to centimeter, which means you need to climb down, right? Let's see how many steps do we need to go down. From meter to decimeter, 1. From deci to centi, 2. That means you need to go down 2 steps. So we need to multiply 10 times 10, that is 100, right? So 5 multiplied by 100 will give you 500, which means 5 meter is equal to 500 centimeter. Okay, let's do the next one. Here, the question is 30 decimeter will give you how many decameter? This time, you are converting smaller unit to greater unit, which means you need to climb up. Let's see how many steps do we need to climb up. From deci, you reach to meter. And from meter, you go to deca. We need to climb 2 steps. So, we need to divide by 100. Divide by 100. So, 30 divided by 100 will give you 0.3 decameter. So, 30 decimeter is equal to 0.3 decameter. Although there are many units, these units are not so oftenly used for day-to-day activities. The popularly used units for length are kilometer, meter, centimeter, and millimeter. Similarly, the unit for mass, popularly used units are kilogram, gram, and milligram. The units popularly used for capacity are kiloliter, liter, and milliliter. Children, I talked enough. So I would like to do some exercise on your own. So now it is your turn. I'll give you some questions. You do it, okay? Okay. A. 20 kg is equal to how many gram? Question B. How many millimeter? How many millimeters will give you 5 decameter? C. 55 hectoliter is equal to how many deciliter? So please do on your own, okay? That's all for today's lesson. See you in the next lesson. Thank you.